A friend of mine once told me, everyone has their thing, and this is yours. But no one really knows what my thing is, what I deal with most on a daily basis. From my Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Tumblr, and most importantly my Instagram, I look so happy and content with life. But this isn't necessarily the case. My online image is just one way I present myself, which is different than the way I perceive myself. Although I may be going through a hard time in my life, the person you see online is someone that's living life to the fullest. I like to focus on Instagram. Since the end of 2012, when I first began using Instagram, it has evolved from a place where people did photo challenges and posted poorly edited pictures of food to an actual business and livelihood for some individuals. When I first entered the world of Instagram, I posted photos of things I enjoyed. But now when I post, I edit my photos, try to showcase myself in a particular light, and only post at certain times when I know I'll get more engagement. Not everyone does this, but regardless of whether other people look into these things, Instagram can only showcase a small portion of one's life. Behind every photo online there's a story, sometimes a short one and sometimes something that's completely inaccurate to the picture. My favorite photo to reference when thinking about this is when I posted an image and captioned it, "Love your body, love your life." But yet, my body had been completely warped with a popular editing app. Or when I posted a photo talking about how happy I was during my sorority recruitment, yet I cried that morning because I thought I was fat. From the viewer's perspective, everything seemed fine, but the reality behind the photos is different. A study at the University of Buffalo found that female college students who spend a lot of their time engaging with social media were more likely to link their self-worth to how they look. Social media is a different experience for everyone, but not that different. People gain good things and bad things from social media, like internships and connections, but also damaged self-view and spending too much time caring about what other people think online. And I discussed with a few of my friends to learn more about their personal experiences and how social media has shaped, affected, or helped them.
My name is Abby Sherlock. I just turned 22 and I am a woman.
Why do you use social media?
Interesting. I guess because everyone else does it. And I feel like its purpose when it's done well is keeping up with people that you can't physically be with, which is kind of beautiful. So the positive part of it is like to hang out with friends, and I think the negative part of it is because like you would feel left out if you weren't on it.
Do you think your social media accurately represents yourself?
Do you think so? I don't know. I feel like no. I only usually post stuff like when I'm hanging out with other people, but I'm not hanging out with people 24/7. But that was, I literally remember I had a quote from someone I did a show with last quarter, and they were like, wow, like, you don't hang out with people all the time. I thought from what you posted that you're always, I was like, no, I'm pretty much like, I'm an introvert. I was like, I go out like once, like maybe every 2 weeks. But I was like, I only post when I do that because I'm not gonna post when I'm like reading books or when I'm at the gym and I look disgusting and I'm like, you know what I mean? Like that's not what, I don't know, I feel like you're supposed to post.
Do you feel pressured to maintain a certain image online?
Yeah, that was basically what I said previously. But it's like a very particular one. And especially, I actually had a friend or a coworker who told me that I was cute, but if I wanted to like stay relevant, I had to post a selfie on Twitter, like, she's like every like 2 weeks, you gotta do it.
What is your personal opinion on social media?
I feel like it's a necessary evil. I would love just to like chop everything off and like just read, but truly for my work, at least because I work in media, it's not really an option.
Do you think society is better with or without social media?
I think there's positives and negatives, and I don't think it's binary. I have like a little cousin who's like 13 and she dresses like she's 25. She did not have the same kind of childhood as I think we did, because she grew up seeing images like that all around her, and we didn't see that. We saw it from like magazines and like Disney Channel, but it was not as sexualized. But now she can like again pop on Instagram and see like a girl selling skinny green tea, wearing like super skinny leggings, and it's like, oh, I'm supposed to look like that. I'm like,
hi, I'm Rachel. I'm 22 years old and I am a female.
What is your personal experience of social media?
My first real experience with social media was when I started on a show on YouTube that got super popular super fast, and from there my socials were just kind of exploding with people. And when people start following you, you want to start posting more and you want to start posting better content each time. And I just think it became a platform that you go to make other people like see how cool you are and like want to follow you more, and that's not super healthy. But that then turned into my interest with social media and using that as a business and trying to like actually make it a real job, and that's why I work in the YouTube space now.
Do you think your social media accurately represents yourself?
Would I say my social media accurately reflects me 100%? No, but it's what I want people to see, so I don't have a problem with that at all. Like, if I'm not putting my entire self online, like, I think there are things you need to like keep private and like deal with out of like a public eye. Like, no one needs to know 24/7 like who you are or what you're going through.
Do you care about how many likes or comments you get on a photo or post at certain times for more engagement?
Yes. But that's only because like people that know how to use social media, like everyone does that. Everyone wants the maximum amount of like people seeing your photo and then the maximum amount of people liking your photo. And like, have I like checked my insights and been like, yeah, the best time for me to post is like between 9 and 12 on a Sunday? Like, yeah, and I take advantage of that, and that works good for me, because if I didn't want my profile to be public and in the public eye, I wouldn't be paying attention to that. If you are a public figure, you have to keep that up, and you have to keep people engaged. So you have to post at the time which is best for them to see it, and in turn that helps you.
Do you think society is better with or without social media?
Definitely with, but there does become a certain point where it can like inhibit you, and like your whole world becomes like, oh, I have to go to this cute coffee shop so I can get a cute Instagram photo. Like, you should go to that cute coffee shop because you want to try their lattes. Like, that's where social media becomes a problem. But I think in the grand scheme of things, like, it's a tool. It should be used properly. But like, people get obsessive. People, really care about their public image, and that's why people think it's bad.
My name is Story Lance. I'm 21 and I'm female.
Do you think your social media accurately represents yourself?
I think that my Instagram represents my aesthetic and my artistic vision. I don't think it accurately represents what's going on in my life at any given moment, because it's obviously constantly changing, and it's not as great as it probably seems on social media.
Do you feel pressured to maintain a certain image online?
Yeah, I feel like I don't really want to talk about the harder parts of my life on Instagram. I just kind of feel like that's for my therapist and me to talk about, and I don't really want to shout that into the void of social media. People don't really want to hear that.
How do you think social media influences you?
I think it influences my style, and it also makes me more judgmental of others. It also makes me more judgmental of myself, and I find myself going down the rabbit hole and spend an hour looking at other people on Instagram. So I challenge myself to not do that and focus on it as an art form and less of an influence.
What is your personal opinion on social media?
I think it can be really toxic if you think it's reality, and I think it can be really detrimental to mental health if you're not realistic and honest with yourself and distancing yourself from it. And I think a lot of people have a lot of problems because they get to invest in other people's social media.
Do you think society is better with or without social media?
I think social media is a good thing, but the way it's being used is not a good thing. So I think if more people thought about it as an art form and a way to express themselves, and less of a way to portray themselves and their life as perfect, that could be a positive thing. But right now it's probably more detrimental than it is helpful.